Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. God is good. God is great, of course. And you know what I'm saying? I can't complain. Um, so you know, boxing, man. And boxing is 24/7 action, 24/7 news. Always something going on. We had a great year in boxing, man. You know, after dealing with the pandemic in 2020 and 21, you know, started to rebound, and we had a great year. The end of last year, we started getting some fights, and then this year, man, has been, you know, we had some good fights, man. You know, we had Javon Enos, we had Shakur Stevenson, you know, we had Devin Haney. So, man, yeah, man, it's been heating up, you know what I mean? But what I want to talk about tonight, man, is I want to talk about this third fight between Canelo and Triple G. Now, anybody that knows me, man, knows that no matter who I like, I'm partial, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't just go for somebody and say somebody's this or that, they're better, or they did this better, or they won the fight just because I like them. If I like you and you lost, I'm going to say you lost. If I like you and the fight was close, I'm going to say the fight was close. I'm not going to say it was a landslide and you unanimously beat the person. That's not being partial. You know what I'm saying? That's not being fair. So it's about being fair, okay? So I say what it is. I say what I see, right? No matter if I like you or not. You understand what I'm saying? And one of my examples is always a couple of examples I got, but one of my examples is Floyd Mayweather, my favorite fighter. But when he fought Castillo, that first fight, it was very close. That was a very, very, very close fight, okay? That wasn't no unanimous decision win for Floyd, honestly, okay? Second fight, he did much better. But that first fight was very, 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 very close, okay? When he fought Zab Judah, that was a knockdown. Zab hit him, his glove touched the canvas. That was a knockdown. Should have been called, okay? Richard still didn't call it. Now, would that have changed the outcome of the fight? I don't believe so, because Floyd was going to beat him anyway. Floyd is Floyd, regardless, right? But for a man to have 50 fights, he never been on the canvas as far as like knocked down or knocked out, of course. He never been on his behind. But when your glove hits the canvas, it is considered a knockdown, okay? That means for a knockdown. So those are two examples that I give, right? So now here we go with Canelo and Triple G. A lot of people say Canelo lost. Some people say Canelo lost both fights. Some people say it's 1-1. Or some people say it's Triple G won the first fight and the second fight was a draw. Or the first fight was a draw, Triple G won the second one. Either way you got it, a lot of people hate on Canelo, okay? And some of that could be because he's in the position now that Floyd was in. He's the cash cow. Or it could be because of the allegations of drug use, of coming up positive for the drugs in 2018 when he was going to fight Canelo. We were going to fight Triple G. So it could be that. I didn't believe that he did it. He said it was tainted meat. There was cases of tainted meat in Mexico, and I know people that went to Mexico and they said that they had issues with that as well. So that's what I always believed, that it was tainted meat. But at the end of the day, man, right, they fought. And I said that the fight was close, the first fight. Still gave it to Canelo, all right? If it would have been a draw, I could understand it. But I got Canelo winning. The second fight, there's no way you can tell me that Canelo lost that second fight. right? And before I got on here to make this video, I started watching the second fight again, okay? And you tell me, you've seen Canelo fight, you've seen Triple G fight, you've seen all his fights before Canelo. I want you to tell me, in which fight have you ever seen Triple G moving backwards or being pushed backwards? Tell me which fight. Which fight has ever made him go backwards? Tell me which fight has he ever been in where he just had his gloves up like this and wasn't throwing nothing, and he was like this and moving backwards. Just tell me that, because I want to know. And you can't tell me that because nobody has ever made Triple G back up. Nobody has ever had him where his hands was up and he just looking bewildered like he don't know what to do, where he stopped. I watched it. I watched that fight over and over, and I just watched it again where his gloves was up and he just wanted to throw punches because he's confused now. He don't know what to do because Canelo got him moving. Canelo's coming forward and Canelo's just throwing different shots, right? You never seen that. So don't tell me that he lost that second fight, because Canelo was standing right in front of him. Standing right in front of him and pushing him backwards. And honestly, if Canelo would have thrown more body shots on both sides, and if he would have thrown more overhands, or if he'd have thrown more straight right hands, that would have been a different fight, man. Been a different fight, but Canelo was to me, he still wasn't as busy as he should have been. He could have been way busier. He would have been a little busier with his punch selection, man, with them body shots, digging in, like real, like digging in, the real dig-in joints. And then if he would have really been throwing them straight rights, boom, boom, and then them overhands, you know what I mean? He could have really did much better, man, because Triple G was open for all of that. He was open for that straight right, man, because he keeps his hand down. You know what I mean? He sets up, but then at a certain point when he's throwing his punches, his hands is down. He's wide open. Bop! The hook is definitely there. You know what I mean? Canelo could have got him with the hook as well. But I'm just saying the punch selection could have been better from Canelo. But I still had him winning the fight because, again, you have to look at effective aggression, which is one of the categories that you score in fights. Canelo was effectively, his aggression was effective. He was pushing Triple G back. You never saw that. Okay? Never seen a fighter doing that to him. And honestly, he never fought nobody like Canelo. All right? But regardless of who he fought, you never seen that. Right? Now, also, let me say this. He made a comment, Triple G, that Canelo, he didn't lose because he didn't fight nobody like him. I'm like, really, dude? Listen, B.J. Saunders wasn't no cakewalk. He wasn't no walkover. He was in that fight, but Canelo broke him down. Caleb Plant wasn't no cakewalk. He was in that fight too. Canelo broke him down. Okay? So I don't know what you're talking about. They gave him a good fight until Canelo broke him down. Dimitri Bivol, he's a very good boxer. Surprised me as well. But he had more going for him than what Caleb Plant and B.J. Saunders had. He had a little bit more in his arsenal. And he moved around more. He didn't let Canelo get in his rhythm. You know what I mean? So when he threw his punches and he didn't let Canelo really get in his rhythm and throw his. And then he moved out. He was in and out. He didn't let give Canelo too much of a chance to really counter him and really catch him. And Canelo didn't look, to me, defensive in that fight. He wasn't defensive at all. He was getting hit a lot, right? So I'm just saying, no excuses. He lost the fight. Bivol was definitely a good fight. And I think they should rematch. But I also think it's a blessing in disguise for Canelo if you really look at it, right? Because maybe he didn't need to go into an immediate rematch with Bivol. Sometimes an immediate rematch, it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Maybe he needs a fight like Triple G, a fighter that's going to come forward, a fighter that's going to box, a fighter that's going to try to hurt you. Maybe he needs this type of fight before he go back into the rematch with Bivol. give him an extra booster, give him some of that confidence back, right? And hopefully he's training and he's working on that stamina issue that he had in that fight with Bivol, because he did look tired, okay? And he had been looking better when it came to that stamina and that cardio issue, but he didn't look good with Bivol, okay? So hopefully he can rebound from that and look better, all right? But, man, don't get it twisted, man. He won that second fight. And if you look at Triple G, what did he do after Canelo? He just beat Murata, who was 16-2. Who is he? Nobody. And he knocked him out. Okay. But he lost that fight back in 2019 with Derevyanchenko. Okay. Triple G lost that fight. How do I know? I was there at the fight. He lost that fight, man. Derevyanchenko was in his ass. And he was beating him to the punch. And he was countering. He was doing what he was standing right in front of him, man. He was beating him. But they gave Triple G that fight. They gave him a gift. Okay? He beat Steve Rose. All right. But, man, listen. He ain't did nothing, man, since Canelo. Canelo's had fought way better competition. And like I said, you just fought somebody that was 16-2. Murata. That was nothing, bro. Was that your fight to prepare you for Canelo? Because Canelo had a better fight to prepare him to get back in the ring with you. He lost to Bivol. It was a loss. But it's a loss that he can learn from, and he can come into the fight with you and beat you. Because he know how to fight you now anyway. He know how to fight you. He's not afraid of you. He know how you punch. He know your punch selection. He know what you're going to do. You know you're going to be there. But he also know that if he push you backwards, he can capitalize. He can counter off of you. Because you don't fight good going backwards. You throw your hands up. You don't punch. And you just look bewildered. So that's all Canelo got to do, man. He just got to fight his fight. Okay? I see a stoppage in that fight. I think he's going to stop Triple G late in that fight, but I definitely know he's going to be busting him up. And if he's defensive-minded like he should be and like he has been, Triple G won't even hit him a lot. All right? So then all the excuses going to come. It's a no-win situation for Canelo, because then it's going to be, oh, he's 40 years old or whatever. Yeah. See, always an excuse. But then why are you fighting then if you're 40 years old? Stop making excuses for people, man. It is what it is. If Triple G win the fight, then who cares that he was 40 years old? But if he loses, then we bring that up. Anyway, Canelo is going to win that fight. All right? And then I think he'll be mentally and physically prepared to go into that rematch with Bivol. And he can beat Bivol. He just has to box. He has to move. He has to be defensive. And he has to be patient like he was with Canelo. Like he was with Caleb Plant and with B.J. Saunders. Just be patient. Pick your shots. Let them come to you. Let them come to you. You know what I'm saying? And pick them off. Let them come and you pick them off, man. Defend, block, move, weave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to just be selective, man. So that's all Canelo got to do, man. All right, so listen, man, I just wanted to talk about that. This is In This Corner Boxing 24. Peace and blessings. Please subscribe to the page. Leave your comments, whether it's nay or yay. And we here. We're going to keep bringing good content. All right? Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening and be safe. Peace.